Welcome back to Chat Like a Native.
And welcome to what is, honestly, probably the fastest shortcut we know to conversational fluency.
That's a pretty big claim.
It is, but we stand by it. Our goal today is to give you the blueprint for becoming conversationally faster, how to stop translating in your head, and how to do it all using basically no extra study time.
Right, just by leveraging the voice that is already talking inside your mind.
Exactly.
We're talking about that silent monologue. We call it that because whether you realize it or not, you already have this constant inner voice commenting on everything.
And what's so powerful is that making this shift from your native language to English is achieved through just 3 progressive training stages. We're moving you from, simple little thoughts right up to complex, simulated conversations.
And you have a way for us to remember these stages.
We do. We've boiled it down to a simple mnemonic, WVS.
WVS.
Whispers, Voice, and Stories. And we're going to walk you through exactly how to activate each of those levels today.
Okay, let's get into it. So think of your mind as this radio station that's just always on, right? It's always broadcasting. I'm late. Where have I put my keys? What should I cook tonight? That radio usually speaks your first language. Our mission is to sort of retune that frequency to English.
And that retuning is so critical because it attacks the single biggest bottleneck for almost every language learner. We call it the translation trap.
The translation trap. I think every learner knows exactly what that feels like.
Oh, they do. It's that slow, painful 4-step process. Someone speaks to you in English, you hear it, then you have to translate it into your native language to understand it.
Okay, step 1 and 2.
Then you think of your answer in your language, and then you have to translate that answer back into English before you can finally speak. It's exhausting.
That's 4 steps of mental work for every single sentence. No wonder conversations feel so stressful and slow.
It's like your brain is running on dial-up internet in a fiber optic world.
Yeah, exactly.
An internal English dialogue, though, it just cuts out those middle steps. If you're already thinking the ideas and the responses in English, the distance between thought and speech just shrinks.
The information is already packaged in the right language.
It's ready to go.
So our mission today is simple. Move as many of those natural, everyday thoughts into English. And we're going to start small with level 1, whispers.
Level 1 is the foundation. It has to be. At this stage, your inner English voice is, it's small, it's simple, and the thoughts are isolated. And that's on purpose.
Because it's less intimidating.
Way less. Whispers are easy to start, they feel low pressure, and you can repeat them all day long.
So the first activity here is to just label your world. You're just deliberately naming what you see or do. So simple things like keys, phone, check my email.
That's it. It takes half a second, but you've just made that English circuit in your brain fire up.
But what about, and this is where people get stuck, what about precision? What if I don't know the word for something?
That is a great question. And the rule here is function over precision. Always. If you don't know the word wardrobe, just think big clothes cupboard.
So don't stop the flow.
Do not stop the flow. In level 1, the goal is momentum, not perfection. If you stop to look up a word, you switch back to your native language, and the momentum is broken. You need those easy wins first.
I see. Okay, so you're building the habit of just staying in English. That brings us to the second activity, which is using micro-sentences.
Exactly. We all feel this pressure to form, perfect, complete sentences, but your inner voice doesn't do that, even in your native language.
Right. My inner thought isn't, I believe it's time for me to go to the grocery store. It's just, need food.
Need food. Yeah. Exactly. So we embrace that. It's okay to think phone charging, or I'm hungry, or too many emails. It's not a grammar test.
Okay. And the final part of the whisper stage is using daily triggers.
Yes. This is about linking the habit to something you already do. So choose, say, 3 to 5 predictable moments in your day. Waking up, making coffee, sitting down at your desk.
And in that moment, you deliberately switch to English for just a few seconds.
A few seconds is all it takes. The coffee machine starts, and you think, finally, need that. You sit down, okay, what's first? Over time, the brain makes that switch automatically.
So once those whispers feel, comfortable, which might take a couple of weeks, you're ready for level 2.
You're ready for level 2? Voice.
Okay, so level 1 was about momentum and just accepting that it's going to be a bit messy. What's the big change in level 2?
You're moving from isolated labels to a steady, continuous inner voice. You go from just naming things to actually narrating what's happening.
Yep.
This is where you build flow.
And this brings us to activity 4, what you call English commentary mode.
Right. You dedicate a short, fixed period of time, maybe your commute or a 10-minute walk, and you become a commentator on your own life.
So like a sports announcer for my day. I'm crossing the street now. The traffic is crazy today.
Exactly that. I'm checking my phone, need to reply to this message. You're forcing your brain to operate in English for a sustained period.
And this is where you're guaranteed to forget a word. This is where people panic.
It is, and that's the point. The #1 rule is you do not stop the English voice. Ever. You have to have a plan for when you hit that wall.
Okay, so what are the tools for that plan?
Tool #1, describe around it. You don't know the word for corkscrew. You think the thing for opening wine bottles.
Okay, it's simple enough.
Tool 2, use a placeholder. Just that tool or that system. And tool 3, this is the fail-safe. Just switch the topic if you're stuck for more than, say, 3 seconds. Just think, forget it. Anyway, what's for dinner?
Anything to keep the voice moving.
The flow is the training. The precision will come later.
Got it. Okay, activity 5 pushes the grammar a bit more, and that's ask and answer small questions.
Yeah, because your inner voice isn't just a narrator, right? It asks questions. And by setting up a little Q&A in your head, you force yourself to use more complex grammar without it feeling like a drill.
So instead of just, I'm walking, I'd ask.
You'd ask, what am I doing now? Answer, I'm walking to the bus stop. Then why am I doing this? Answer, because I'm a bit late for work. Then how do I feel? I feel a little stressed, but I'll be okay.
Wow. Okay, so in like 30 seconds, you've used present continuous, cause and effect, feelings, all naturally.
Without even thinking about the grammar terms.
And then activity 6 for this stage is establishing English checkpoints.
These are just tiny scheduled habits. A minute after lunch, you just reflect. Lunch was good. This afternoon, I need to finish that report. Or maybe 2 or 3 sentences before you fall asleep.
So you're training your brain that this is a regular thing we do now. We switch to English at these times.
Exactly. And once that consistency is there, you're ready for the really fun part. You are ready for level 3 stories.
Okay, so this is where the inner voice becomes a full conversational simulator. It gets really close to real-life practice.
It really does. And the first activity here is to run what-if
Yeah.
dialogues.
So you're basically rehearsing a real situation in your head. Like my manager asking for a report. And I play both sides of the conversation.
Yes, but here's the crucial extra layer. Don't just rehearse the conversation you expect. Change the scenario.
Ah, okay.
What if your manager says, actually, I need that report today, not Friday? You then have to practice adapting your response, but with zero pressure.
So I can practice saying, today is a bit tight, but I can definitely get you a draft by 5. How does that sound? I've already found the words before the real moment happens.
You've already done the hard work.
Yeah.
This leads right into activity 8, which is practice future conversations, rehearsing introductions, a phone call you need to make, even small talk.
So the real conversation becomes like a repeat performance instead of a scary first try.
Precisely. The words are already warmed up.
And the final activity for this level is to tell yourself short stories.
Yeah, and this is what really stretches your grammar naturally. You're not just narrating what's happening right now. You're telling a memory or recounting your whole day.
So you're automatically using past tenses, connectors.
Right. This morning my bus was late, and then I realized I forgot my wallet. After that, I had a meeting. You're using words like then and finally without even trying. You're just telling a story.
So we have the 3 stages: whispers, voice, and stories. WVS. But there's a huge mental hurdle here we have to talk about. The critical inner voice.
The attacker. Yeah. For so many learners, that inner voice just says, my English is terrible, or I sound so stupid. It just causes burnout.
And you can't just stop thinking negative thoughts. That's impossible.
You can't. But you can notice the thought, translate it into simple English, and then make it kinder.
How does that work?
So instead of thinking in your own language, I'm so bad at this, you catch it. And you rephrase it in English. My English isn't where I want it yet, but I'm practicing. I'm improving.
So you're doing language practice and building a positive mindset at the same time.
It's self-talk mastery.
Okay, let's do some quick fire problem solving. Problem 1. My brain just keeps reverting to my native language.
Totally normal. Don't see it as a failure. Every time you notice it, just think back to English and continue. The act of noticing and switching is the practice.
Okay. What about, it just feels tiring?
It is. It's mental exercise. You're building English stamina. So use short bursts. If you're tired, make the topic really simple. Or just stop. Be proud of the effort.
Next problem. I just don't know the words I need.
Back to your level 2 tools. Describe around it. Use a simple word like nice or bad, or just switch the topic.
Yeah.
Never, ever stop the flow. Let it be messy.
And finally, I'm worried my messy grammar is creating bad habits.
The monologue is a playground, not an exam room. Let it be messy. And you can improve by stealing correct sentences you hear from native speakers.
What do you mean by skeeling?
You hear someone say, that makes a lot of sense, or I didn't quite catch that. You take that whole phrase and you just adopt it. Repeat it in your inner voice. You're installing correct grammar without even studying it.
So to make this all super practical, let's lay out that 10-minute daily routine.
Okay. Morning, 2 minutes. As soon as you wake up, think 3 to 5 simple sentences. Good morning. I'm so sleepy. I hope the traffic isn't bad. Level 1, whispers.
Daytime, 4 minutes total. So 2 different moments, maybe 2 minutes on a walk, 2 minutes making lunch, and that's full commentary mode with a Q&A.
Yep. And you end your day with 4 minutes of quiet reflection. Ask yourself 3 specific questions in your head.
Question 1.
What happened today? That forces the past tense.
2.
What is one thing I'm grateful for? That forces you to express feelings.
And 3.
What is one thing I will definitely do tomorrow? And there's your future tense.
10 focus minutes a day. That's it.
That's it. It's not a magic switch, but it is this incredibly powerful, non-judgmental training partner that is always, always available to you.
And if you follow that WVS Path Whispers voice and stories, you'll find sentences just start to come automatically. English starts to feel less like a school subject.
And more like a place where you actually live.
It all comes back to that inner voice, that confidence.
It really does. And it leads to a final thought for you to consider. If confidence is the tone of the voice that talks to you on the inside, what language is your confidence speaking right now?